Dude, what's happening, brother? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. What is up, Matt? What is happening? Let's see here. I'm announcing the world that I'm streaming. 1 second. Then, not a shameless plug, just the straight plug. What's up, Carday? Oh, there goes that stupid music. It's not going again. The music will surprise us momentarily. That's how it works. How you guys doing? Hey, thank you. Last night I was just wanting to take some me time and the sculpt, and it was really cool, so I was able to start detailing this and looking really good. Hey, there goes the music. I'm pretty excited about it. What's up, Ryan? Bonjour, Martin. Bonjour. Just finished one of my frog test prints. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so awesome, dude. How is everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. There we go. Garage man, how you doing? It's going pretty good, man. It's going pretty good. I'm gonna stream for a couple hours and then get to work. So last night I was just kind of mucking around a little bit. And this is what I came up with as far as getting some textures. Utilize the ore brushes. I love ore brushes. They're super awesome. And then actually created a band that looks a little bit more realistic than the one I had, which was pretty cool. Which I could show you guys how I did that if you're interested in how I did the band. That was actually kind of interesting. I think I even want to redo it anyway, so I might just attempt it a second time. I found a really cool tutorial by Daniel Bell, who did a great job with showing wrappings a while ago. So I wanted to approach that. It has some color, and I still want to keep coloring it for a render and more detailing. It's going to be cool. I shall be back. My kiddo has a class. No worries, man. No worry, my kids are in class too. Dude, big congrats again on getting the job at Bunko. Thank you. Yeah, dude, guys, thank you so much. Like, I'm just super stoked. Like, they were a company I wanted to work for a long time. So it's really neat to be able to finally have that happen. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, I'm really pushing it. That's actually, so that's the thing. Now that I do stylize characters for a living, my personal work, I think I'm going to be pushing it a lot further, because I can already tell you, just on the small introduction of what I do for a day-to-day basis now, I want to push things so far, and the struggle is dial it back, dial it back. Okay, push further, dial it back. It's a very interesting struggle to have. So my personal work is going to get a lot more pushed. I'm going to push it more, I think. That's where it's going to go. You'll post and you'll remove all the supports. Nice. So this is where I got yesterday. So if you were at, well, most of you guys were actually at the Pixo stream, but yeah, I'll show you if you guys weren't. Just show you where it was. So this is where we left off on the Pixo stream. And this is where we are now. So really just like cleaned up a lot of stuff and then added some detail. And we're going to add some more detail. So I'm actually going to be adding detail to the Triforce. I'm actually going to give this Triforce. So I'm going to go a little bit off brand. I'm going to give this Triforce a little bit of color. And yeah, it'll be good. Is it going to be in studio or remote? So it is going to be in studio. They have me doing some onboarding stuff from home, but it will be in studio, which is fine. I'm actually fully vaccinated now, which is great. And the company is really great with COVID and all that stuff. Everybody's just really amazing. So yeah, no, it's going to be in studio, which is fine. I'm only like 10 minutes away from the studio where I currently live. Like, if it's where I think it is address wise, yeah, it's like a 10-minute drive. So I'll be able to ride my motorcycle into work again, like I used to before the pandemic. Don't I know the feeling? Yeah, right? Can you come get a tour? Maybe one day. Yeah. Kari, how you doing? Yeah, man. It's gonna be interesting. I'm really, really excited. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. Check this out. So on the sword itself here, I was playing with thick skin. Oh man, that detail. I'm really, really liking it. Okay, I'm gonna try this wrap again one more time. Just because I'm not 100% satisfied with this, but I kind of wanted to showcase what I was doing, so. I'm gonna go ahead and switch this, clear this out. And I'm gonna pick a helix, drag it. And now I'm gonna work with initialize. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and clear that out so we get something like that. And coverage. This is where it's gonna get fun. Coverage, we'll get something like this. Let's see. I think I want something more like that. Yeah. Hey, J Crew, what's happening? Okay. And I think I want to get rid of, let's see here. Get rid of a few things. Let me see. Offset, it should be fine. Get that down a little bit. Nah, profile, we'll leave that alone. Yeah, let's keep it aligned Y. And then let's see. Yeah, let's leave twist alone. I think we'll do like subdivide of 12. Ooh, 128. Yeah, that should be pretty good. Ooh, forgot about thick skin again. For the rust, yeah, I used thick skin for the rust, which is really, really awesome. Fine things. Just wanted to ask if you using IMM brush would be easier. Boo, the spiral pen. Yeah, good to see how you solve it. Yeah, I actually am thinking about making a IMM brush, or at least a tiled brush for this. The method I'm trying, I'm still pretty new to, so you get to watch me kind of fumble it. Ideally, the thing you want to remember is that you want the starting point and the ending point to be pretty much the same. You want it to start and end close enough, so something like that maybe. It's gonna be interesting. Let me see. I just want to make sure I actually get this right. I think I want to go with 12, but coverage, I think I want to do 3. No, it's off a little bit. 3.1. Oh, okay. So maybe actually 2.9. That's better. I'm actually really just wanted these to line up right. That looks to be more accurate. Okay. That looks to be right. All right, let's go ahead and make Polymesh 3D. What is up, Chris? What are you doing? So I'm gonna want to get rid of the stuff here. Let's see, take that. I think I want that one right there. Nope, not that one. There we go. So I'm looking for this right here, so that these line up. That should be pretty good. Let's go ahead and delete it. Could I highlight one of the poly loops for you? What do you mean highlight? Sorry. Trying to finish commission today? Sorry, what do you mean by highlight? Do you notice I'm awake yet? Oh, like polygroup. Oh, wait. Hold on. You mean like this? Sorry. Dude, I'm all over the place today. Don't mind me. Greetings and good day to you. Hello, Painted Dragon. Is the topology spiraling? Oh, is it spiraling? No. Well, it might be, actually. This is what's interesting. It's not actually connected. These are different. So that one was different. It's just... Oh, I have symmetry turned on. That's what it is. No, it's not spiraling. I get your meaning. But no. I just can't do anything right today. Don't follow me. Nobody here listen to anything I say. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this deformation. And we're gonna go ahead and mirror that. So it's like this now. And ideally what we're gonna be doing is actually now just taking... I'm gonna push this in a little bit. And then I'm gonna pull this one out. I'm gonna push this one in and pull this one out. So ideally what we're gonna be doing is actually just kind of manipulating how these connect on each other. So that they look like they're overlapping. Just don't let the kids hear that. Perpendicular to the loops I'm selecting? You mean these ones right here? Not that one. I mean, it is a helix, so it is spiraling down as a continuous loop, which is what I do want. But okay. Then the other thing I want to do real quick, I'm gonna grab this. I do want to kind of shrink this down a little bit, I think. -3. -3, we'll do it the same. So it's like such. We'll make this one a different polygroup, and then we're gonna go ahead and merge down. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear the gardeners that are in my area, but... Okay. So ideally now it actually looks like it's wrapping among itself. That's what we want. This is the idea that we want. Oh, you're for sure crazy, Ryan. We established that a long time ago. Not auto groups. I want to group by normals, and I do want to get rid of these internal ones so that they actually can connect like such. So I do want to get rid of those. So delete hidden. So we have this, and ideally, if we did this right, what we'll be able to do is actually duplicate, bring this down like such, and then that will wrap on itself. And that will be one continuous piece, which looks great. So I'm actually going to go ahead and save this part out so you don't have to keep doing this. But you can do this with like double knots, you could do triple chords, all sorts of stuff. You don't hear it? Okay, good. That's good. Let's go to my working drive, and we'll call this a like a handle wrap 1. Don't we know it? Yep. All right, now I'm going to copy this over, bring this here. So I'm going to hide this one. I'm going to go ahead and paste it. There we go. Just kind of fit it to what we got. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and hit this pin. I'm gonna drag this out, line this up. I'm gonna hit 1 a couple times. There we go. So it's like that. Yo, what's up, Peter? What's up, Martin? How you doing, Peter? There we go. If I hit auto groups, all right, so did that wrong. We come back. Oop. Should come back up a little bit more. You want these to line up pretty well. So we're going to want to stitch them together. There we go. There we go. Now I should be able to go to geometry, modify topology, hit weld points, and close holes. Wouldn't snap to the vertex be nice right now? Seriously, it would be. Absolutely. It really, really would. But yeah, so kind of a fun way to create almost like a DNA strand helix that then we can go ahead and use as our wrap. Kind of put that in there a little bit. There we go. Now, let's see. The fun part would be to let's try something. Let's see how well this worked. Just playing with making keys in Zbrush, and the first one was a fail on the print. Had a nice 1/16 inch cap. I wanted to ask you something about your because of your new job. Is the streaming schedule going to change, or will it stay like that? Yeah, so Martin, that's a great question. So I don't know, depends on my job hours. Like right now, I'm just doing a few things from home. Nothing's really crazy. I mean, nothing's like locked in, but ultimately what I would right now, I just don't know. Like, so for sure, every Sunday on Pixelogic is going to be 100% for sure. But I would say right now, the plan is to kind of see what schedule I have and then create a schedule around that. Worst case scenario is the streaming has to stop for a little bit until I get adjusted to the new schedule, but then I'll increase my YouTube output because I still want to focus on that. But it's like bittersweet. I'm really torn because come June 7th, which is my official start date when I should be in a building, yeah, it's definitely going to change a lot. But I'm thinking about for sure at least one day a week. If I go in at a normal time, if I go in at the time I think I'm going to go in, I think for sure I will have time to wake up and do like a Michael Pavlovich schedule where I could be like streaming at like 6 a.m. on like a Wednesday. Or like let's say a Tuesday, so I'm not competing with his schedule. But then that way I can stream for a couple hours, still get ready for work, eat breakfast, all that stuff. Yeah, so right now I just don't know. But I'm going to keep you posted for sure, Martin. So I'm going to keep everybody posted. Anyway, I was curious if you could get a single loop and pull it from a curve and then use it as a rope curve brush. Probably, yeah. That is definitely a thought. Hey, I'm new to Zbrush. How and what should I practice? What you should practice is honestly just get in and play with Zbrush. And just try to make things that you love. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about any of the technical stuff. If you're brand new to Zbrush, just get in and try to make something. I wouldn't recommend you focusing too hard on any one particular thing. Just kind of get in and see what you love. And then from there, start kind of noting the things that you would like to study, you know, if it comes to human anatomy, creature anatomy, environment work, prop design. Are you sculpting to have a physical object, or are you sculpting for a render? Are you sculpting for games? Are you sculpting for just, you know, just because? Like, play around and don't invest too much time in trying to think of something to do. Just enjoy trying to make art and use it as a tool. Once you get more comfortable in ZBrush, that's when I would say definitely start analyzing yourself a little bit more about what you would like to learn, and then you can hone in. If you jump on the board right now with like, I'm new to ZBrush and I'm going to try really hard to learn everything, you're going to burn out and you're going to feel exhausted, and then you'll really just like, you'll kind of just like ruin what art is supposed to be, which is just for pleasure and enjoyment. So that's my recommendation. Am I gonna move to my new job, or you got close? No, I'm living where I'm gonna be working. I don't have to move. I'm very, very thankful for that. Yeah. If you want more guidance, yeah, the Pixelogic training, like Peter's saying, is really good. ZBrush Classroom, YouTube. Just type in and watching streamers and asking questions. Yeah, but really just enjoy making art. Like enjoy what you do, you know. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch this together. Ooh, that was ugly. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. I'm very curious. I'm going to take this helix. I'm going to go ahead and split hidden. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually try to stitch this together. I keep hitting the wrong button. Here we go. Let me try something. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better. Do the same thing here. Let's get rid of this one. We don't need this one. Actually, we probably could have just done this on one strand, but we just took this and then mirrored it, just like we did before. So deformation, and then mirror. Yeah, like that. Easy enough. We'll just go ahead and make our little adjustments by pulling out what we want to overlap. Pushing in. Like that. Have that kind of look like it's wrapping in that way. There we go. Yeah, moving is a struggle for sure. Yeah. I want to be into game modeling. Nice. Well, it's time for everyone's favorite part. Hair! Nice. Most important of all, it takes time. You won't be the best artist in the world in 1 month. Exactly. It takes years and lots of years. Absolutely. Let's see. For games, start with trying to make human character with 1,500 polys. Yeah. Well, game modeling too. That's very specific. So game modeling versus character modeling. That's two different things. Like, what do you want to do in games? Like, when you play a video game, ask yourself, what's the thing that really stands out to you? There are people that are just like, oh my god, I'm doing a speed run, life is great. And then the guy next to them is like, well, hold on a second. I really like how that tree's designed. Slow down. You know, like, what kind of, what note, blah, 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 I can't speak. What about games intrigue you as an artist? Start there. But also, too, I don't know, like, whatever your artistry background is, for you personally, if you have, if your artistry background is very minimal, you know, you're going to want to take time to just kind of play around with, you know, with just learning the basics, understanding the things you want to do, etc., etc. There's definitely a lot to think about. But don't let that be daunting either. This is where we do a custom little bit. Like for me, most of the stuff I do is all statue work. I love statue work. And that's what I do for a living. Very happy about that. There we go. There we go. That's a much cleaner wrap. The other wrap was ugly. I didn't like it. I'm actually going to go ahead and merge this down together like this. I want to try something. Let's duplicate it real quick. Does it look cool with 2 bands or 1? From afar. I think it looks better with 1. Good question. The Korok. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's that? That's my name right there. How you doing? But like Martin said, it's gonna take years. I've been sculpting for a little over 5 years now. And I'm definitely gonna tell you that I still have a lot to learn. I'm really excited about that too. that's the thing. Be passionate about learning. It's gonna help you out more. Hey, what's up, Oscar? How you doing? One. You're good, thanks. Nice, man. Nice. Glad to hear. That's really good to hear. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. I installed some... I started using the orb brushes more. I think they're great brushes. So... I installed them directly into Zbrush. There we go. You had put horizontal bands between two of the X crosses. That's not a bad idea. I'm trying to figure out how much I want to actually do because of how big it may or may not be. But I like that idea. One! Meanwhile, I'm still on my donut. Take your time. Do you typically build from the ground up, or do you ever find or purchase bases to expand on or alter? Actually, I kind of bounce in between. So typically I will build from... Typically I'll build from the ground up, just to keep certain things in practice, like, you know, the anatomy, focus, etc., etc. But I'm not shy of using a base mesh to... In fact, my Carnage character, my Lady Carnage I'm currently working on, which we might bounce to after playing with this, depending on how far we get. That started from a base mesh because I didn't want to build it from the ground up. So it just depends. With personal work, you don't always have to start from scratch. That's a big misconception in the art world, is that everything has to come from a sphere. It doesn't. What I recommend, especially in early stages, is starting to learn how to build your own characters from scratch so you get the basic understanding of volume and proportion and forms. But once you get that knowledge, sometimes it's more daunting to build it from scratch, so you want to start from something you can just manipulate quickly, and that's where base meshes come in. Base meshes, I think, you know, some people perceive as a crutch, which I personally disagree. I think base meshes will only become a crutch if you rely on them for everything you do. Where if you learn the basics, get your understanding of form, proportion, volumes down, everything else is going to come naturally. So when you do work off a base mesh, you can have an easier time pinpointing when something went wrong, rather than, you know, assuming that everything's good because you're relying on what the base mesh provides, if that makes sense. I didn't visit the Funko Washington one. I actually saw the Hollywood store, which is really cool. 1,500 polygons. Yeah, AAA characters go up to 100,000 triangles. It's like mobile stuff. Generally, if you want to go into games, first find what you love and what you want to specialize in. The next step would be create art. Don't care about poly count. Your models look good, then start to care about technical stuff. Do not limit yourself by caring about technical stuff. If you are a beginner, you need to practice. That is it. Mic drop. Well said, Martin. Well said. I just don't want to set my laptop on fire. Yeah, don't do that. Okay, technically I'm finished. The only part is haven't done is render. Yeah, don't set your laptop on fire. That's never a good thing. Okay, let's kind of back away from that for a second. I want to kind of focus on some other stuff, and we'll come back. I just wanted to clean that first part up. There we go. All right, I'm going to look at the Silent Princess color scheme, because let's get painting. Okay, yeah, blue to white. Perfect. That's what I thought. Okay, let's go ahead and just subdivide this a few times, and we'll start getting some paint in here. I'm gonna use Z color, by the way. If you guys don't know, Z color is amazing. I really just love being able to color drop something like this beautiful blue. Bloop. All right, let's grab that. Let's turn on lazy mouse a little bit. I'm actually gonna kind of sketch this out in color. Might be a little light. That might be a little heavy on the lazy mouse. There we go. Yeah, orb is awesome, Chris. Absolutely. Okay, let's go ahead and click the select lasso. Or select rec, not lasso. Got hooked on watching your stuff, not usually live, because my personal project is creating an outfit for an action figure. Nice! So I bought a 3D file to delete the body and keep the underwear. The outerwear. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, that's super awesome. Yeah. Go ahead and soften that. That's actually one of the first things you teach. Yeah, that's... There are very few ways to make a human that low. You can learn a lot from it. Nice. I would say just don't make it, just, you know, especially, if, you know, if it, depending on how people learn, you know, don't make it too impossible. Like me, the way I would teach it, you know, and it's just, at this point, it's all opinion, so it doesn't really matter per se, but I would say that I would focus on technical stuff last as well, only because, for me, technical stuff was really daunting. It was really hard to wrap my head around. But, you know, at the end of the day, however people learn, that's why there's different teachers. Let's see, it does not transfer to 3D printing super easily to a 3D sculpting novice. Yeah, oh, so when you, for detail work, cut deeper than you think. If that makes sense. And before anybody asks, yes, I could just duplicate the one I painted. However, I kind of want a little bit of variety for each one that I do. It's more of a... It's the part of art I love. If that makes sense. But that's the thing. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whatever it is you want to do for a living when it comes to art. Just enjoy making art. I think there's a big push to get into the industry, and while it's important to make money, don't get me wrong, it's very important to make money. It's important to enjoy yourself as well. So if you're the type of person that's like, I love art, but I don't enjoy making it, but I feel like it's the only thing I'm good at, so I'm going to try to get into the job, and you're going to stress out over it, that could become problematic too, you know? So I feel if you always remember why you create art in the first place, I think it'll be a lot easier to set yourself up for success. But don't get me wrong, it's still going to take a lot of work. It's just easier to do the thing that has a lot of work if you love it. Yeah, even high-risk characters in a game. If the topo is bad, the graphics error. Yep. Yeah. No, absolutely, Ryan. You're 100% correct. Yeah. I just, you know, I don't always think it's important to think of those technical things out the gate. But, you know, however people learn, that's the best way to go. Like, eventually they're going to have to. Like, don't get me wrong. You're going to have to know Retopo. But I find, for me, I found learning Retopo to be easier when I wasn't worried how my sculpt looked. Like, every time I stressed out about my sculpt, I will tell you, I was not ready to Retopo. But everybody's different, you know? Honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which order you learn it. What matters is that you do it. There we go. And if people are curious about Retopo, I will say, golden rule of Retopoing: if the form breaks the silhouette, that Retopo that. So like spikes, like what Ryan's saying, if you have spikes and stuff growing out of somebody's head, you'll have to Retopo that. But if you have a little bump on somebody's cheek, like a mole or something, you just Retopo over it, because it doesn't break that silhouette, unless it's a giant. Unless it's a giant mole, then I feel bad for that character. Okay, cool. Let's get into starting down. That's super important. Oh. Okay, looks looking pretty good. I go back 5 minutes because I pretty much missed everything. No worries, no worries. That is the perk of watching these streams on YouTube, is that you can just go back a little bit, huh? All right, just kind of. Oh, you meant the vertex explosion, not actual character designs. See, that's where I'm at, Ryan. That's where I'm at today. I told you, buddy. Okay. I'm gonna take a smaller brush. I'm gonna kind of like add a little bit of streaking to this, a little naturally, with both white and blue. It's a little bit of fade. Just to give it a little bit of subtlety. Still can't get why there's no back feature on Twitch. It's so stupid. I know, it really is. Because Twitch is stupid. There, I said it. Oh yeah, no, right. yeah. Now I get it. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah. Especially when you leave the PC to do a vertex weight on its own. Yeah. It's funny, I don't think I've ever played a Zelda game, but I instantly Really recognizable. That's awesome. Well, definitely play some Zelda. I love it. If you like Breath of the Wild is like okay, Zelda. My favorite Zelda game of all time is A Link to a Past. Hands down, it's my favorite one. Um, Breath of the Wild's a great game in my opinion, just because it's different than most Zelda games. It gives you a different experience, but it also for me feeds this OCD tendency or like that ADD, like, oh, something shiny. You get distracted, but you're still progressing in the story. Like you get a chance to kind of like your brain just kind of gets to do a bunch of stuff. I know some people don't like that as being part of it because you can get easily distracted, but I feel like Breath of the Wild is so different that I just love it. But I definitely recommend playing a Zelda game. I would definitely recommend for your first Zelda game not playing the original Zelda. Actually, despite what I'm sure some diehard enthusiasts might think. For me personally, like the first Zelda game, I didn't beat it until much later. Like I played it as a kid and got really like frustrated with it, and then I ended up first Zelda game I played and beat was The Adventures of Link, which is the second version of Zelda. And then I went back and played the first one because the first one was just so confusing to me as a kid, which is crazy to think about. You have a Switch? I do. I have a Switch and I love it. I really need to like Hyrule Warriors. It's the last game I played and beat. Hello. How you doing, Zedai? Our point was if the 1500 challenge is difficult for you and you don't enjoy that type of challenge, then there are tons of ways to sculpt a game's IP, i.e. toys. Toys! Oh yeah. Absolutely. That's what I do. I don't enjoy making stuff for games per se. Like, don't get me wrong, actually, it'd be cool. But, yeah, I can't honestly say I would love making a game. Actually, I could say for sure that I would not. Let's take the snake hook a little bit. I'm actually going to take this color. Kind of pull that over there a little bit. There we go. I'm actually going to take RGB and add a little bit of smooth there too. There we go. Get a little bit more of that tail on there. But that's a good point, though. Yeah, I mean, I would say if you want to work in games, you definitely should enjoy the whole process. There we go. Everything was just a little too thick. That's what she said. Okay, it's stupid when you make yourself laugh, but come on. Alright, that's where I'm at today. You borrowed your cousin's Breath of the Wild, and now she's continuously asking me for advice. That's funny. Somebody please help. Let's get that pushed up a little bit more. Here we go. Yeah, working under limitation like that is, I'm sorry to say, game design, even AAA. You can check the Pixo video, the Naughty Dog Hair Team. No, absolutely, man. I just don't think it's important to start off with that. Like, you know what I mean? For me, as an artist, if I were to start off with do this, as a newbie, I'd be pulling my hair out. I would walk away. In fact, I can tell you from my own personal experience with my first couple of years of trying to retopo something as simple as a pickle Rick, I was like flipping out. I'm probably gonna stream for like another hour and a half, and then get to work. Ninar! Ninar! Okay, let's get a lighter blue in here. I'm gonna kind of layer that lighter blue in there just a bit. I was lurking during your Pixo stream. The sword is looking sick. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to continue it a little bit more of the detail phase off of Pixo stream. That's something I'm trying to get a little bit better at is during the Pixo stream is, you know, doing some of the detail work. But I love answering all those questions too. So like I get like distracted in my own little, get distracted just a little bit. But I love it. I keep doing that. I keep hitting solo, like that's gonna make this leaf be by itself. What a noob. Oh, I agree. Yeah, he did say specifically games, for sure. No, absolutely, man. I think at this point we're just talking about, you know, I think at this point it's more of like, you know, I think now we're just discussing more of like how we would teach the ideologies over it all. Something, oh man, speaking of something weird. Come on. I don't know why my color scheme switches a lot, but it does. I think there's something I do. Oh, was I hiding? Hey, I guess I had a mask hidden. Okay. That works. Art General. Hey, Joy, how you doing? Thank you so much. I'm doing really good. I'm doing really, really good. I'm just enjoying life as I can. You know? That's really about it. Enjoying life, having a good time. There we go. A little bit thinner on that front. So the repurposing the outerwear item, my issue is successfully creating thickness and printability. I think it's painfully funny how my 17 hours into something I could probably be done in 5 minutes. Yeah. I get what you mean. So your issue is thickness. Have you set scale yet? That's like generally the first thing I recommend when trying to get proper thickness is definitely going for definitely setting scale. That's just gonna help you out. There is a key that switches. I'm not sure. I think it's the V key. Oh yeah, no, I mean like for some reason, so my main color is usually this one, and then my secondary color. But for some reason, I know V switches the color positioning between secondary and main, but for some reason, my paintbrush changes from pulling from the main color and it pulls from the secondary color without hitting Alt. And I don't know if it's a bug. It's happened a few times, and I'm not quite sure why it keeps happening. So so like, see, when I color grab, like if I color grab this right here, it should color grab the main by hitting C, but it's actually color grabbing the alternate. And I don't know why that switches like that. It could just be a key that I'm hitting that's weird, but I don't know. I just kind of like adapt to it and complain about it, and life moves on. Oh, now it's working again. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just work here, man. Let's see. I've had and followed some conversations from people in the industry which work at AAA as a senior lead. Now, character art might be different from environment art, but I've always was the same principle. Make good art first, then care about the technical side. If your model looks like crap, it doesn't matter if it's perfect on the technical side. But like Ian mentioned, everybody learns differently. Yeah, it really is. There's that 80-20 approach to of like being able to, like, not just the principle of like 80% of your work is done by 20% knowledge, but also too, not every studio is going to look for the best of the best. You can be a great artist and have crappy technical side, so then nobody will hire you for what you want to get in. If you want to get into games, nobody will hire you because you're not good technically, but you're a great artist. But on the flip side, like Martin's saying, if you're technically really good, but your art is crap, then that doesn't matter either. So it's all about balance. Like everything in life, balance is key. So you just, yeah, depending on how you want to learn it, that's a completely opinion. Like I could tell you, learn art first, then learn technical, and be good. And then somebody else could say, like Ryan had mentioned, you know, like try to adhere to this mindset, try to adhere to this framework so you're more focused technically. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, as long as it works for you. If you're trying to go overly technical and it's not clicking, then change how you learn. If you're trying to do art first and it's not clicking, change how you learn. But if you end up doing art first and it's beautiful and you love it and it's something you can focus on and it keeps you motivated and inspired, then definitely focus that. Then that's how you learn. For me, I had to get good at sculpting before I could consider what I wanted to do for a living. And then I started trying other things like games, realized I hated it. And I was like, no, I'm not ready for it. So then I just walked away. And now, now I'm like, okay, great. This is looking better. It's looking good. So yeah, everybody's different. Just focus on what you're passionate about. Hello, Pedro. Mandia Slate Coast. I can't speak Spanish, but welcome in. Welcome, Raiders. Hello, Birdie Blah. Thingy Raid. Everybody, check out Birdie Blah. Thingy Chang just raided. Sorry, check out Thingy Chang. I can't speak today. This is where I'm at, guys. Thank you so much for the raging thingy chang. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hello, guys. Welcome in, everybody. Cute, cute. We just came in on talking about art and learning and how people learn and how people grow, etc., etc. Raid. Awesome, thanks, Martin. And while we're doing that, this is what we're working on right now. I've been working on this, actually. This started from a Pixelogic stream. So for those of you who are new, who just came in from the raid, my name is Ian. Also go by Iris Sculpts. And I am a Pixelogic streamer by night. I work in the toy industry. I actually just got hired at Funko. So I work in the toy industry, making toys for people to enjoy. So if you're new, thank you. Welcome in. This challenge, I started a Pixo challenge called Subtractive Sculpting, where we created something specifically from subtractive sculpting, just taking away like traditional. And then afterwards, I wanted to refine it because I liked what I created, but it was total crap. So now we're making it good. Thanks, Birdie Blah. Thank you, thank you. I grow by drinking milk. Oh yeah, get those big muscles. Sorry, well, I'll be right back. I want to go back and listen to what you just said. I can't read all. Yeah. No worries, no worries. So yeah, this is where we're at. We're just cleaning up. We're also talking about like how people start, how people learn, what I recommend, what other people recommend. You know, we had somebody come in and talk about specifically about trying to get in, you know, has interest in the game industry and stuff like that. And so really started talking about recommendations and so forth. Hey, what's up, Turbo? Okay. I'm actually going to go ahead and start detailing this a little bit. I'm actually going to go into surface. Let's get like some sort of like corroded metal going on here. Actually, for this one, let's make this one have some fracture cracks. Let's do that. Let's edit. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. Oh, I think that's gonna look good. Maybe too different. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're actually gonna extract. So I'm actually gonna hit the extractor, and I'm gonna extract some of this texture. So I'm gonna hold G. I'm gonna create an alpha based off of that. Hey, congrats again on getting the Funko position. Thanks. What do you say before the switch to this career path? So basically what I had said, for choosing a career path is first figure out what you love about the career path you're choosing in art. B, focus on the things that you need to focus on, i.e. art skill and technical skill. And C, try to have fun. It's pretty simple. It's just figuring out how you learn and figuring out how you can absorb that knowledge efficiently, but still being relevant to what you want to do. For me, it was all about learning the arts first, then the technical second. It just depends. Big J Costa, what up, bud? Been a while. How goes it? It's going pretty good, man. Zelda but Cork is the yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this texture that I just created, and we'll be good to go. Yeah, that's fine. So you see you're able to really quickly and effectively create similar textures. Actually going to... Let me see something. I'm actually going to pull up a certain texture. Let's see here. If you go up to your spotlight and you get into textures... Oh, I'm sorry. I asked what you did before the career switch. Oh, what I did before the career switch was I was actually a graphic designer pre-COVID, but before that I was in aerospace. So I did manufacturing and machining. Sorry, I must have missed that. What are you working on, and why do I have the urge to rescue the princess? Exactly, because you see the sword is just amazing. Gonna go ahead and make an alpha here. Let's turn this texture off. Let's grab that. It's because you must rescue the princess. Okay. Now turn off. I want to turn off the... There we go. I want to get this kind of gritty texture going on. Back face, let's turn that off. Let's get this looking corroded. And I also want to switch this to a metal texture so that it matches the sword itself. So I'm going to go ahead and actually fill that with... Because the detail for this is actually pretty small. Let's go ahead and fill that. And I think I actually do want to now kind of give it like a little bit of a golden color. Looks like it might disappear. You know what? I actually might carve that into the sword. Let's try that, because this is looking pretty... This like disappears. Yeah, let's carve it. Let's take the /3. There we go. Catwalker, I like that. Yeah, so hopefully that answered the question. Yeah, so I worked in aerospace for about 12 years in aerospace, 3 years in private manufacturing, and then from there it was graphic design. If those of you are trying to figure out my age, I'm 38. Yeah, I had a whole life before this. Alright, I do have a morph target, which is great. Okay, let me look at this design. I want to draw this design as close to I can. Oh, interesting. It's actually a little bit more basic than that. Might be a bit more on the thick skin. Let me see something. Let me take this. Let's turn this off. There we go. Okay. Okay. Was looking at the design and... Yeah. Oh, it's, oops. RGB is not what we want, guys. We don't want that. I'm gonna hold this down. I'm gonna go about here. And we're gonna come straight across to about here. Sounds like you said a rocket scientist. No, not rocket scientist. Are you kidding me? No way. No, man. No, man. I ain't that smart. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't discredit myself at all, but... This is certainly inhibiting your work today. Thank you, sir. No problem. Hey, Ian. I've been following your streams regularly in the Pixar channel as someone who has been in the industry 10 years ago, then quit to teach and now 30 years old. Do you think it's too late to get back into the game? Would be awesome to get your input on that. Rodo? No, dude, you are perfectly fine. I'm 38 years old, and as of last year, I officially got into the industry. So do not think you're too don't think you're too old. I don't care if you're 60 years old. If you're 60 years, let me tell you guys a story. Okay, this is going to require a story, but you bear with me here. I used to be a Taekwondo instructor at a studio called JK Taekwondo here in Los Angeles. And there was a lady who came in at 65 years old with a cane and said, I want to learn martial arts. Everybody, like her friends and stuff, had said it would be too, it would be too late, whatever. She didn't care. She just jumped in. 3 years later, when she got her black belt, she did like a little joke, but she kneeled down. She came up with a cane. She kneeled down. She got her black belt, and she handed the master her cane because she didn't need it anymore. Because she had taken the time to improve her health and improve her overall life. And she was amazing. Like, to just watch her, she could side kick, front kick. She could do all the basic stuff, no problem. Like, her kicks got wicked good. And she was 65 when she started. She got her black belt at 68. And I think she was around going on 70 when she left the studio officially. Just because she just moved on with her life. So it's never too late, man. Never too late. I would say if you think it's too late, then it's like, you know what I mean? Like if somebody thinks it's too late to start anything, then they're just cutting themselves short because it really isn't. So trust me when I say, yeah, you could do it. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. So, yep, there's my story time for the day. Hopefully that made sense. But, yeah. I promise you it's not too late. I don't want to wait for our life to be over. But, yeah. Thank you, man. I enrolled on Nomen and CGMA for the next couple of terms to get some roast off the industry practices. Nice. See, that's the thing. You already have industry experience, so I think it's going to be a lot easier for you. Also, if I didn't say it, Kamara! What's happening? Wait, did the guy not bragging about being a rock scientist just totally gloss over how he's a ninja too? That's right, buddy. Yeah. You guys know this about me. I've shared a lot of these stories with you. These aren't new. But yeah, absolutely, Roto. You got this. I thought you were just ignoring me. No. Kamara, this is where I'm at today. I'm like kind of just a little space cadet. I'm very easily distracted. Oop. Let's make sure the back side looks equally as good. It does not. It does not. Crap. Gonna have to do this by hand. I also turned 38 and basically just started my art journey. Yep. Yeah. When you gonna 3D print your own rocket? Probably when I can't get in trouble for it. That's looking... Well, that's looking a little bit better. It's not the prettiest thing. Let's see. Yep. I'll take it. I'll take it. I could obsess over a lot of stuff right now, but I'm not going to. It's not the rocket they frown on, it's the fuel. Yeah, age is just a number. Yeah. Or I might already be 38. Honestly, I can't remember. I can't remember. I've done that too, Chris, where I'm like, okay, I was born in 83, so let's do the math. It's fair enough, Big J. My printer should be here tomorrow, and I keep seeing USPS tracker go by today, and I'm like, it's here early. Nope, it didn't stop. Oh, soon, very soon. The wait is the hardest part. Yep. Okay. I think we need to make this gym look like a gym. Or stone. It needs to look like a stone. Gonna merge down. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. I need to crease some stuff. I feel like the convo's changed topics, and I think that guy's gone. Should I drop the topic? I mean, yeah, we kind of touched on it. Yeah. But, you know, Ryan, you're always your voice is always welcome here, man. So if you want to add your final thoughts, please feel free to do so. Oh, crap. Let's go back. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. The worst part is I need to build my fume hood before I can use it. So I may not get to try it out until this weekend. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to be very careful with that. Let's actually lower that RGB smooth. I want to hear more, especially from someone's experience. Which one were we talking about? Well, thanks, but it's good. Maybe I could strike up a great combo in the Discord later. Always love talking games. Hell yeah. Yeah, just have fun. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think everybody just needs to have a little bit of fun. You know? That's my 2 cents. Hey, Zerchan! How am I liking the new My Hero season so far? Okay, without any spoilers, I think it's great. I'm loving what they're doing. It's a great way to kind of showcase new and exciting things. I'm equally more excited to eventually see what they're gonna ultimately do with the story arc. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked. I'm gonna make this an alpha. Do you think 3 or 4 high render qualities is good enough for portfolio? Yes. Yes, I absolutely do. Yeah. Of course, that greatly depends on your portfolio. Are you going for toys, Chris? I think you are, right? I believe Jim Carrey said in one of his movies, if it's not fun, what's the point exactly? Do you mean 3 to 4 images or 3 to 4 pieces with multiple renders of each? Because I would say 3 or 4 really good pieces with a handful of renders is pretty solid portfolio. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, like what I would say, I'll pull up mine real quick. I get a lot of compliments on my portfolio, not to pat myself on the back or anything, but it's something I've noticed and I really, really like. Oh, cool. Some good stuff. But presentation we've talked about before with, like, you know, making sure that you have something that stands out immediately, kind of screams what you do. And then if you pick any one of these pieces, so I have my main turntable, which is just dynamic and in your face. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in color. For sculptural purposes, I provide about 3 to 4 clay renders, just so people can see it without color, because the reality is that color sometimes can hide issues. So clay renders are helpful. And then if you printed it, show the print. But yeah, so about 3 to 4 pictures of each part. And then, yeah, if you have, like, you can have, I would say, have between 2 to 4 solid parts. 2 to 4 really solid pieces that you are absolutely proud of. Like, this one goes as far back as my first portfolio piece. And what I did was literally show a turntable. Like, this is how bad this is. Here's the concept. Here's the sculpt. So I did this about a year ago. Added it in Substance Painter, Zbrush Substance. Yeah. So this shows I can follow a concept. Same with this one. Here's my piece. And then I had some breakdowns. Here's the concept. Again, kind of so you could see it. And then I started doing some fan art. some clay renders, the print itself, colored. So some of my early stuff just showed my render, a clay render, a turn of it, and then the concept, and then if I printed it. Oh yeah, ArtStation is advertising your own statue to you. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a bit slow right now, but apparently the second half of the season will be awesome. Oh, I can't wait, yeah. 3 to 4 pieces. Yeah, so Chris, you know, you can have as many renders and turns as you want. Don't limit yourself to how much you put on there, you know? Really push it. Put as much in there, as long as it's selling what you've done. It should be good to go. Sub-Zero sick. Thanks, man. Thanks, I appreciate it. So, yeah. So I would say it's okay to reference my portfolio to what you want yours to look like. That's my plan. Nice. Nice. Just remember that what I do is toys. If you want to do, if you ultimately want to do video games or movies, what I would suggest you add to that is, you know, make sure that you add in your UVs and all the important stuff like that, because that's going to help you. That's going to help you further. That's what you want to get into to games and stuff, so. Let's add a little bit of color in here. Heard from dozens of lead and senior artists over the years that 2 to 3 high quality pieces is better than more lower quality. Absolutely. I've never heard anyone say that's not enough pieces. Right, exactly. Yeah, I've never heard somebody say, oh, too much. People got jobs with just one art piece. Quality over quantity, peeps. Quality over quantity, absolutely. And that being said, you know, have fun. Don't be afraid to fail, guys. I know it's easier said than done, believe you me. But it's the only way you're really gonna learn. Might be just the odd one, but I've always looked for growth when hiring. Growth is key, yeah. I've never hired an artist. I've only been the one trying to get hired, but I've heard it several times that people would rather hire somebody who is showing growth and potential over somebody who just looks consistent. If that makes sense. Okay. I'm gonna add a little something here. Teachable, right? Teachable's important. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Gotta lower the subdivision. It's too pointy there. Then what we're gonna do is take this guy. And push this in. Especially when you have a specific style for whatever project. Yep. Yeah. Well, you definitely want to be able to do the job that you're applying for. You know, I wouldn't, like, for me, I never applied for Blizzard because I didn't want to work on Blizzard stuff. You know what I mean? But if I wanted to get hired at Blizzard, I probably, well, I would recommend at that point that you try really hard to incorporate Blizzard into your style somehow. There we go, that's better. Although, interestingly enough, if you guys want a really interesting presentation, I watched it the other day. I actually watched a Funko presentation at Zbrush Summit a couple years ago. Let's go to my history for a second. This was pretty cool because they spoke about, where is it? Here it is. They spoke about actually not having pops in your portfolio, and I thought that was pretty cool. The more they talked at this presentation, this was a couple years ago, so 2017. So the more they talked in this presentation, the more I was like, oh, that makes sense. I could see why they liked my portfolio. I have heard you should hire someone who could leave your company in like 5 years if they are new, since they are willing to grow and put forth more effort. Oh, interesting. Atomic Studios, what's up, dude? Oh, did that video not get sent? What's going on with Restream? Come on, send it. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna spam my own. I actually, Big J, just got hired at Funko. Okay, well, for some reason, that's not going on the YouTube side. I don't know why. So if you're on Twitch, you could check that link out. If you're on YouTube, just kind of type in Zbrush Summit Funko, and it'll pop up. Yeah. My official start date is June 7th. Yeah, official start date is June 7th, but I'm doing a lot of onboarding and talks like that. So yeah, this all just happened very, very, very recently, which I'm really excited about. Dude, busy with projects, so the usual. Nice. Yeah, I feel ya. Okay, let's paint some ambient occlusion on this guy right here. Look at that. There's the mystery. Look how nice and clean that is. And hiyo, Matthew! Any idea what you're going to be working on, Pops, or other lines? Totally understand if you can't say anything. Yeah, I can't say anything, but it's going to be cool. Sorry, NDAs prevents. Hey Ian, what's up? Congrats on the new job, Funko. A friend of mine is a big fan of them. Nice! That's so awesome. Yeah, my daughter's a huge fan of them. I've been a big fan of Funko for a while now. I'm not a big collector, but I have a good chunk. I have a good amount of Pops. I actually have an exclusive Bram Stoker's Dracula Vlad Tets Pop, and then actually just recently acquired this guy. He's a lot of fun. Let me see if I can just show you big screen. Full screen. Actually just got this guy. This guy's really, really cute. And then my newest collection, the exclusive piece I was telling you about. So cute. I like this guy. It's one of my favorite ones. Next to my Bob Ross Deadpool. So that one sits next to my All Might, which sits next to my Bob Ross one. So very, very fun. Well, whatever you make, you have one sold here. Nice, man. Yeah. If I'm ever able to say, then you guys will know. Let's see. NDAs are so frustrating, but also they make everything feel so official. It does, yeah. It makes everything feel really, really official, which is interesting on its own. Love the DP. Yeah. He's so cute, right? Yeah. Okay, this one sits watching me work. The other three are watching me work too, from behind. Smokey! What's up, dude? How you doing, buddy? Welcome in, man. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and compute some AO. Might hit the stream a bit. There we go. Let's go a little darker like that. I'll go ahead and hide this mask. Let's actually get rid of that alpha. There we go. A little bit of ambient occlusion. It's always helpful. There we go. I'm sure once it's announced, you could tell us. I want to say they post artist names on the glams. Nice, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure too. Once it gets announced, I'm sure I'd be able to as well, for sure. Whoop. How you doing, Smokey? What's crack-a-lackin', dude? Okay. I think what I want to do too with this, I think what I want to do is just add a little bit of more texture and depth. So I'm actually going to go to masking, mask by color. I'm going to pick this color right here. See if I can pick one that's not so... I guess if I... There we go. Let's just do that. Let's invert that. There we go. We're going to sharpen that a good amount of the way. Let's go ahead and go to subtool real quick, turn the paint off. Just to make sure that, yeah, mask that part out. Like that. There we go. Just gonna inflate that a little bit. There we go. That's gonna add a little bit of thickness. There we go. Yeah, that's better. I'm on a commission currently. Nice, Smokey. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, if someone's gonna leave in like 5 years, imagine all the value they put into the company for that time. What's weird? It's weird these days for people to stay at a company for longer than a couple years. It's very bizarre. But I also think it's industry dependent. The Funko presentation was awesome. I remember them saying about not having pops in your portfolio. Exactly, yeah. For them, it was really because of the specific style they have, and it's not so easy, and that it's so easy to spot problems with fan-made Funko sculpts. As someone that hires artists regularly, it is important to have a portfolio that reflects the skills of that company is looking for, rather than the products they make. Exactly. MJ, that's spot on, dude. If you want to work in the collectibles industry, you'll need to understand the process of sculpting a collectible all the way through manufacturing. If you want to sculpt miniatures, then you need to know how to judge detail minimum, scale, and understand how to sculpt. It's going to be broken up for production. Exactly, yep, absolutely. What's up, Beck? Hi, I got a question about 3D print. Mono or LCD, is it the same? Is there a difference when you print things? What Atomic just said, mono is for faster printing and higher detail prints. Yeah, I have an LCD. It's not as good as mono, but for hobbyists, and if you are like trying to buy a printer and learn 3D printing, then it's no different if you're trying to just learn it. But if you're trying to print for the best quality and most amount of detail possible, then, and also at high speeds, then mono is definitely the way to go. There we go. Look at that guy. Whoop whoop. There we go. Now there's a little bit more depth to him, which is great. We can smooth some of this stuff out. Things that got a little bit broken, we can fix that there. I don't need to go too crazy with everything else. Oh, not a problem. Okay. For this guy, it's looking a little cartoony, so let's go ahead and get drag rec, and I'm gonna get some little veins and stuff going on in here. It's important to have direction with some of this stuff. But yeah, going back to the Funko presentation, yeah, they absolutely recommend not to have pops in your portfolio. And I don't actually. I don't have anything like that in my portfolio. But it's funny, they equate themselves to just being like glorified fan art. We're essentially just making fan art all the time, which I think is great. Let's see. I use Zbrush 1, but there are so many values and parameters, it takes so long to learn, I think. Yeah, it does. It takes a long time to learn, for sure. But just, you know, do your best to pick it up however you can. No need to rush it. There we go. Recently started with Blender and my laptop can't do the rendering part. No! It's kind of what all toy makers do. We make fan art. Absolutely. Yep. That's how I knew I wanted to get into toys. I just love making a bunch of stuff to sit on a shelf. For me, that was awesome. There we go. That reads pretty well from afar. Convo's getting hard to follow on YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I know I'm learning some hard surface modeling in Blender, and I used to work with Cinema 4D. Nice, because of school. I hear Cinema 4D is a really great program. I played with it a little bit myself, but nothing too crazy. I would say my knowledge is not as my knowledge of it is not as great. It's Breath of the Wild. What is up? Yep, it is. I'm just now kind of painting, finally getting things done, and then I'll end up doing a render and stuff. Okay. What I need to do is actually... So I'm going to be using the new Zbrush plugin for ambient occlusion, so the stream might glitch a little bit here and there. Just going to help with shadows. Go. It's just not the same. Yeah. Let's get a kind of a darker green, something like this. What's your favorite Zelda game? Everyone go. Okay, I'm actually going to, let's see here. All right, I'm going to take this and we're going to get this green right here. We are going to do RGB at 100%. Switch color. There we go. Let's actually divide this up a couple times. gonna start adding some of these veins. That. Let's see here. Never played any. No. Performance all others also are bangers. Follow Link's Awakening and Breath of the Wild. Oh, hold on. Ocarina of Time. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. No, Link to the Past is my favorite game. It's not cliche. I want them to make a remake, damn it. Like, they need to make a remake of that game. I know there's a 3DS version of something that's close to it. I think I own that one. It's not the same. Oh, hell yeah. You guys know what time it is. Keep doing that. I keep hitting that solo. Like, that's going to help me in my life do the thing I'm trying to do. It's not going to. There we go. Look at those veins. They're looking so good. They made Link Between Worlds. It's awesome. Yes, that's what it was. Link Between Worlds. But that's like a sequel, I think. Like, ran out of time, but I'm stuck on the Forest Temple. Nice. Love Breath of the Wild, but as far as other games go, it's not even in my top 5. It's too samey. Very repetitive. Yeah. Kind of. I disagree. But that's okay. But yeah, The Link Between Worlds. Pretty sure that it's the only song Ian likes on this playlist. I think so, yeah. Like, I kind of get what you mean, Kamara, about like too samey. Like, I kind of get it. But I think for me, the exploration far outweighs that feeling. Like, I I don't know, because I would argue that other Zelda games feel repetitive as well. Like, I would say that Link to a Past is pretty repetitive if you think about it. Wind Waker is underrated. I have it for the GameCube, and I really loved that game. So, I agree with you. Actually, I've been watching people do speedruns on that, which is very interesting. Yeah. Carday's not going to be a pirate anytime soon. I think it was the drastic style change. Yeah, the drastic style change threw a lot of people off. But that's what I liked about Zelda. They're not afraid to try something. One of my favorite Zelda games was Link's Crossbow. Who's with me on this one? Especially if you had that attachment. I regret getting rid of my Wii for that one game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's an awesome one. Link to a Past actually isn't even in your top 5. What's your okay? Your top 5: Link's Awakening. Okay, which one? Remake or original? Twilight Princess, great. Ocarina of Time, everybody's favorite. Majora's Mask, oh my god, no. And then Wind Waker. Oh man, Majora's Mask, probably one of the first Zelda games to thoroughly piss me off. I just did not love that game. I know a lot of people do. Not I. Ground Affected! Hey, thanks for the host, man. Love Majora's Mask. It's so spoopy. Give me all the spoop. Skyward Sword is pretty nice. I couldn't get over the fact that I had to use the nunchuck. I would actually want to replay that. I didn't give Skyward Sword enough credit, but I know it's like the starting of the arc too. Nope, I could not. I did end up beating it, Atomic. But I just didn't have the love for it the way... I didn't have a love for it the way a lot of people did. Didn't give me the feels. You guys know what I'm talking about. There we go. No feels. That's what happened. No, I did not mean to do that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, there we go. Zelda timeline is crazy. Yeah, Zelda timeline is insane. Just started playing Skyward Sword recently, and the motion controls are wild. They really are. Yeah. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is my jam right now. Hyrule Warriors is just straight fun. Yeah. Definitely a great game. Definitely a fun thing to have. So. Okay. Go ahead and just kind of smooth this out a little bit. There we go. There are so many. Yeah. Oh, I never hear anyone mention Minish Cap. That one was cute. Minish Cap. Yeah, that wasn't my favorite. That was okay. I think I watched my brother play that one and was just like, meh, I don't need to. Which is weird for me. What we got? Yeah, the timeline is so fucked up because it was introduced just to give an explanation why we play the same game in a different time, in a different setting. Therefore, I couldn't put much effort into it. Interesting. Hey, Witch Cat, what's happening? All right, we're gonna give some like kind of a porcelain-ish feel, or like a marble-ish feel for this. So I'm gonna go to Surface, Lightbox, and let's get like kind of a marble look to it. I don't want a lot of cracks though. I think I want something like this. Here we go. Let's edit it. Okay, first things first is they're actually going to kind of mask off this bottom part to keep that flat. So if you're working with surface noise, and you mask off a certain area, it will protect that from keeping that surface on there. Then you can go into edit and you can make your adjustments. Just kind of want that nice small texture to it, and then we'll go ahead and apply the mesh. Yep, perfect. Nice and soft. Very, very faint. Nothing too crazy. No one ever mentions 2, and for a good reason. I mentioned that that was the first one I ever beat. But kill me, I like Wind Waker. Wind Waker's awesome. There's not too many Zelda games I dislike. There's just some I just don't enjoy playing over others. Like Majora's Mask, for example, that's a game that I don't necessarily enjoy playing, but it's also not a bad game. So, you know. It's just kind of where it's at. I'm going to go ahead and actually just smooth all this paint around. It's too sharp. Actually, no, instead of smoothing it, let's actually do this. Let's actually grab this color and we'll do a light buildup over. There we go. Yeah, instead of smoothing it, we'll blend it back to the background. There we go. That's better. Cool. Let's see here. Yeah, TWC loves Majora's Mask. Yeah, the soundtrack. Nintendo said Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be darker than Majora's Mask. Good. That's awesome. I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2 even more now. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, like, I want them to take their sweet time with everything. You know what I mean? I don't want them to rush it at all. No need to do that. Okay. I mean, Breath of the Wild took years to make, so think what we're gonna do is actually see. Darker Zelda! That's interesting that you say that, with how many games get a bad rep because the previous version was better, but not necessarily a bad game on its own. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they have to hide another 900 Korok seeds. Yeah. Of course they need to delay the launch. Of course. Yep, agreed. Good games take as much time as they need. Absolutely. Okay. Let's see here. Kind of just looking at everything right now, trying to see what I like and don't like about it. And I think at the end of the day, I think I want to move this guy closer. Okay. I think what I want to do as well is get this growing out of a crack. So let's get this here. And I'm actually going to load up an XMD brush for this. XMD has a lot of good stuff. Let's do this one. Just kind of needs to look like it's kind of growing out of there. There we go. Restream has Discord connectivity now, doesn't it? I don't know. I have a feeling you know more about it than I do right now. Ryan, when have I ever been, like, on it? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Different priorities. Yeah, exactly. You know me, buddy. You know me. You know me. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants half the time. My tombstone will read, he was going somewhere. He just wasn't sure where. There's too much to stay on top of everything. Better together, absolutely. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of liking the process. I think this is looking pretty good. Come back here for a second. See if we can make this look more like some rope strands. And then we'll call it. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just duplicate it real quick. Gonna lower this, delete higher. It's pretty cool, I like that. Might want to go a little simpler. That's not simple at all. I think I like the first one better. Yeah, I think I did too. Hey, what's up? The sculpt's looking amazing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's looking great, and your ability to stay attentive to chat and continue working, I find insanely impressive and inspiring. Thanks, man. I try my best. Ashtalon, how you doing, man? Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best, man. There we go. I think that looks pretty. I think that just that little bit, just from afar, is looking pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Do the same thing here. So we're just going to go ahead and come back down, delete higher, dynamic subdivision. Ooh. Yeah, that'll work. Yep, I'll take that. All right. I would say this is pretty much where I'm liking it. As far as statues go, yeah. I think I'm liking that. Okay, what I will do is the metal's kind of bothering me. So let's go to basic material. And then I'm going to go to Z plugin. Let's go do subtool master, fill, and material. We'll just fill everything with skin shade. There you go. Or basic material, actually. Actually, if you really want, you go to flat color. You do the same thing, fill everything with a flat color. It's going to even it all out to show you the albedo. And then you can pick another. It kind of resets everything. Like such. So I don't like bringing materials over to anything. Do I have preview AO on? I don't actually. I don't think so. Nope. Now I do. So that's preview AO now. So off, on. Ooh, lordy. All right. I think what I'll do is maybe we'll wait and we'll play with like a little bit of a render next time. Maybe I'll jump into like, you know, Substance or something. Or not Substance, Marmoset. But for rendering, let's actually pull a good render in Zbrush, and then from there, we'll call it a day. So I'm actually gonna backlight this. Something like that. Let's change the color. I want like a really strong blue. There we go. So poppy! Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The AO masking is so much fun to paint with too. Oh, it is, absolutely. It makes it look like you have better shadows a lot sooner. Makes everything just look nicer. Okay, what I want to do is actually take render and take this BPR shadow. I'm gonna angle it at like a 40 degree. So you can see the, let me like redo this. So you can see the sharp shadows that occur. So at like a 40 degree angle, it really softens everything out, makes it look a little bit more natural. You can even play with that a little bit more. You can even like, I do a softer Gaussian with an F strength of like 0.85. That softens it just a bit more. I personally find that to be a lot better. Popping those dates. Oh yeah. And then I immediately try to hit my lights all together. So I want a counter light. So you always want like a fill light. And then you want just a little bit of a, then you want a main light. My fill light here, maybe 0.5. This main light source, let's actually go 0.8. There you go. So you get a little bit of a fill on that side. It kind of brightens up that flower a little bit more. It's a little dark before. There we go. Yeah, softer shadows, which looks nice. This cork is cutting himself, I just realized. Hey, he's a tree, he can handle it. Let's see. Let's do some BPR filters. I want to do an outline at like 10%. Then I want to do a sharpen. Makes it look a little bit better. I don't want to do Orton, I think, but I definitely want to... No, not drop shadow. Let's find something new. I haven't really played with anything. Reflect background? I didn't... Maybe texture overlay would be kind of nice. Nah, let's not do that. Realize I barely play with these things. Ooh, that's not good. Get out of there. I really love this radial one. This is one of my favorites. Go bigger radius. Then opacity. Or something like that. He got a tangent on his leaf. And that chip in his sword. I do, yeah, I noticed that. You know what, let's do this. Let's take everything. There we go, that's better. There, that's behind. Okay. Save it. Good catch. All right. Yeah, there we go. I'm pretty stoked with this. I'm gonna want to play with it some more, but that's looking pretty nice. I'm digging it. So we'll go ahead. I'll render a turntable out on this. Good silhouette. But yeah, I'm digging it. All right, let's go ahead and save it, and then let's render it out. And then call it a day. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. If I hit render right now, it's going to make everything scream. Let's see. We haven't rated anybody in a while. Who's live right now? Oh, thank you guys. Man. Nobody. Nobody I know is streaming. That's okay. That's fine. Alright guys, that is it. Thank you guys so much. So I will be locking in more of a schedule later once I figure out what my actual new work life is going to be. I'm excited to start my work life, but it is definitely exciting and nervous all at the same time. So hopefully it'll be it's definitely, I'm gonna figure out something, even if it's like one day a week I get up really early and just hang out with you guys. If that's something you're interested in, we can figure that out. So OC Diva is sculpting right now. Oh yeah, she was sculpting, huh? I rated her recently. You guys want Diva? Okay, we could do that. Let's do that. But yeah, my streaming is gonna be very, 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 very minimal. Like, because I'll be busy. You're leaving me? Hey, McBobbles. Welcome in, dude. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, I have to get to work, you know, all that good stuff. Believe it or not. So, I don't want to be full screen. I just want my chat. There we go. There it is. All right. Sporadic. Yeah, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and let's raid Diva. Bloop. All right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out with me as always, and I'll talk to you later. See you in the Discord. Have fun. Bye, 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 bye. See you, McBobbles. All right. Man, Ryan, that would be so awesome. That would be awesome. You never know. You never know. Okay, I'm officially out now. All right, later.
Cute. Yeah, I figured that.